Hi everyone. So this is my first video on YouTube and you're gonna hear so many awkward pauses because let's face it, I do not have a practice of this. But I decided to do this. I have been wanting to do this since a while, and let me put it in a best way. I'm dying to do this because the content is going to be great because I'm going to talk about something that I love and I enjoy. So I'm going to talk about reading and why it's important for us. Especially me. I'll start with me and then I'll jump for you. So why I decided to start with the videos or why I decided to start with the reading recommendation videos. The first reason is that I found myself very much, wanting to do that. I guess I'm really passionate about it. And since if I really keep a count of things, I have read around, I don't know, 150 books. Everything that everything that I come across, I read. So, yeah, I guess you can call me a bookworm. And I'm really happy to be one. So, I'll start with the recommendation. And another reason is I'll find so many companions amongst you guys. So, because I don't want to feel lonely while reading, right? I'll get good recommendations from you. I'm really expecting a great recommendation from you regarding books. Uh, and third reason is it makes me happy. So, that's the third reason. I think I covered that reason in the first and second part, but still, you've got to work towards something that makes you happy from heart. So that's where I am going to start recommending things to you guys. I'm going to start recommending really great books which I find great. It may not work for you, but it doesn't have to, right? You have to give it a try. Unless if you don't give it a try, how would you know that if it worked or not? So that's the thing. If you're a beginner, so this video is going to be especially for beginners uh, who are who are really desperate to be a reader, who want to identify themselves to themselves as a reader. So that's where you are on the great path. You have already admitted or you have already committed to the journey, so it's going to help you a lot. If you're somebody like me who has read many books or moderate amount of books, because 150 is not that great count of the book, I understand. But if you're someone like me, then I'm expecting recommendations from you. And if you're expert, then I would want you to go back and think about it, because nobody is expert. So that's the thing. So I'll start with my recommendations. The first recommendation that I want to give is actually famous to be a children's novel. But trust me, if you really jump into it, if the book talks to you, it's going to be great for you. It's not necessarily a children's novel. Of course, if you have a child and if you want that child to be a reader, so that's the book that you should be buying for him or her. So that's the thing. But it will talk to you, I'm pretty sure, because it I have enjoyed this book a lot. So that book name is The Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney. Actually, it's in the pictorial form, so you will enjoy it. And it revolves around a kid who is really who is a cowardly, wimpy sort of kid who is really fun in his head, of course. So, his name is Greg, and there are multiple books in this Wimpy Kid series, and each one of it is amazing. I would recommend you to start with the first book. And the story revolves around Greg, who wants to be famous in his school, and for that he does plenty of things. It has a subtle humor, which will take you back to your childhood. You must be knowing some wimpy kid, or you might be one of those. So it took me back to my childhood. It took me back to my siblings' childhood, especially my sister's childhood, because I was the witness of her mischievous behavior. So really, you're gonna enjoy this book. Another recommendation that is for you, it's going to compensate for all the laughter that you are going to have for Wimpy Kid. So this is a little bit of a, you know, on a serious side, A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini. So this was my first book by Khalid Hosseini, and I mean, he has done a brilliant job. It may not affect him, but it had affected me a lot because, I was actually ignorant about Afghan situations back then. I'm still ignorant about few of the things, but it actually took me to a journey. While reading, I Google few things, and I got to know so many things about Afghanistan. That's, generally we stereotype the things, but that's a beautiful country with a great heritage. So that's something to know. From that book, actually, it started. And another thing is, in that book, you will find so many beautiful characters. You might fall for one of them. Like, actually, I fall for the lead, Amarian. And another thing is you will find somebody there who you would want to kill, you would have murderous feelings toward that character. So you can actually direct your frustration and anger towards that character. So once you read, you can come back to this video and let me know who is that character and what you wanted to do with that character. Okay. So, A Thousand Splendid Suns is a beautiful, beautiful read, and I bet you will never forget that book. I mean, once you read it, I'm pretty sure you will, move towards the Kite Runner. Actually, Kite Runner is more famous book of Khalid Hosseini, I can say, because if you Google it, you will see that in the beginners list, the Kite Runner is there. It will Google will recommend you to read the Kite Runner. But A Thousand Splendid Suns is my recommendation to you. A second recommendation. Um, Third recommendation is, mm, again a little bit on the funny side. It's a hostage drama, and it's regarding a bank robbery, which happened or not, you will see in the book, and it's really funny, witty, and I bet in this book you will not hate a single character. So it's like, without giving spoilers, I cannot talk much about this book. But if somebody asks me to talk about it, I can talk for hours. So the book name is Anxious People, The Anxious People by Frederick Macman. When I read this book, if you decide to read this book, uh, instead of The Man Called Off, which is again a more uh, famous, popular book of his, Frederick Macman. But if you decide to read The Anxious People first, I'm pretty sure you will, of course, jump to the A Man Called O. Then you will decide to dig into his work more, because that's how he is really charming with his way of explaining things. Because uh, the whatever there was in The Anxious People, even if you forget few characters name after years or something, but still you're gonna remember some little bit of lol moments, because it has many of the lol moments, because I enjoyed this book thoroughly. So I would really recommend it to you guys to read it, because it won't let you fall in the reading slump. It will keep you busy. It You won't be able to, on weekends, if you are a working person, on weekends you will always remember, okay, I have to read that book, because that makes me smile, that makes me, laugh out loud sometimes. Even that little bit of times, it's going to make you cry as well, because it has, roller coaster of emotions as well. So it is amazing book. uh, the fourth recommendation and the last one is, again, pretty recent and pretty famous. You must have heard of it if you are actually searching for the books. So this book is the It Ends With Us by Colin Hoover. So this is again, a masterpiece. So you will, if you, I would recommend you to not Google this book, because as it is very famous, you might get some spoilers. I couldn't actually. It's not a mystery or anything, but with the normal flow, also I couldn't actually guess the plot of the book, and uh, it's like a, a milestone on your empathy journey, because books actually help you grow, you as a grow as a person. They help you empathize, they help you understand people more, they help you understand the details more. So this is going to be a milestone on your empathy journey. So that's where it ends with us comes. You will, after reading this or while reading this, you're gonna want to understand those people's view who have been through a busy relationship or who have been abused in the past, or you are seeing them around you. And earlier, I mean, with me, I used to judge those people honestly. Like, I would be thinking that why can't they be strong and leave the relationship, or why can't they decide on, you know why can't they take a stand? If you read this book, you will go into the detail manner, you're going to think with their perspective, and it helps you a lot. Even in your day-to-day communications. Let's say that you are a working person, you have many, you have your team, so you will be able to understand people more. If you understand their problem, you will be able to understand how to solve them. So that's where the reading comes into picture. So I would really recommend you to read It Ends With Us. Do not Google it, do not search it on YouTube before you read it, because there are videos of people reading It Ends With Us, and they might drop some spoilers. Once you're done, you can obviously go through those are wonderful. But prior to reading it, just do not Google it. So these were my recommendation. Just make sure to go through these books and let me know how were they. And if you have some recommendations for me, so you can let me know of that as well. And currently I'm reading, I have bought actually three books, because uh, after It Ends With Us, Colin Hoover became my favorite author. So I decided to buy something of her work, which is this Ugly Love by Colin Hoover. Then I got something different, The Midnight Library, because I want to read it because I have heard so much about it, and I'm pretty sure it's up to the mark. And another one is The Love Hypothesis. So The Midnight Library is by Matt Haig, and The Love Hypothesis is by Ali Hazelwood. So I have already started with The Love Hypothesis. So I am on the um, 92nd page, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So I'll let you know of this. Once I'm done with these books, I'll drop another video and I'll let you know of my reviews. And you can let me know if you really want to specifically know of certain book. I might have read it. And if you really like this video, hit the like button, share it with the people that you think will enjoy this, and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much for going through this video till the end. Have a great day.